Hi everyone, my name is Anaiso Franks, the founder of QualitaX. And a few months ago, we started a webinar series titled The Future of Financial Market Infrastructures. One of our guests were from DigiShares and from Polygon ID. During the webinar, we discussed the DITO framework, so Decentralized ID for Tokenization framework. And as you know, DigiShares is actually operating on the Polymesh network. So we decided to do a bit of exploring and to share our learning into this open source resource called QX Explore Polymesh. In a nutshell, the resource shows step by step how to run different queries, both using GraphQL and using SQL by using pgadmin. We covered 23 metrics covering asset, liquidity, identities, and settlement. When you will go through the resource, you will be able to see that for asset, we cover number of asset, asset by type, asset per month per type, top 10 asset by number of investors, asset created over the last 30 days, or we also actually look at over the last 120 days, and the list of assets created over 30 days or over 120 days. For the liquidity metrics, we looked at volume of asset transaction over time, volume of asset transaction by asset type by months, volume of asset transaction by event type by months, etc. So basically, for asset liquidity, identities, and settlement, we selected a number of key metrics. And the reason why we selected those metrics were to address specific questions that we had uh, related to the Polymesh networks. So for each of those metrics, we give a description of why we think the metric is relevant, and then how to answer the question by running SQL queries or GraphQL queries. And we documented the result as well. So we have done that, as I said earlier, for assets, liquidity, so SQL queries, GraphQL. Yes, one important thing is it's obviously straightforward to run SQL queries and do more complex operations. However, the GraphQL schema provided has some limitations. So when relevant, by that I mean when we were not able to generate the same result by using GraphQL, we documented few improvements that could be achieved by updating the GraphQL schema. So we have done that for a couple of metrics here. We also started visualizing the output of those queries. As you can see here, we have one tab for each of the items that we've covered, and we can visualize the metrics. So how do we do that? Well, we are using Apache Superset, as you can see here. So it's quite straightforward. And I will show you an example to demonstrate. So for example, if we go to identity and we want to generate a visual for identity created by months or per month, we'll just copy the query here, go to the SQL lab, run the queries. As you can see, we'll have the results here, and we'll create a chart. So what do we want to see? We want to see the dates here and the number of identities created on the network. So we select a line. The x-axis is the months. We'll do this by months. And we want to see the number of identity, and we want to do the sum, save, update. So we had initially run this on our side in Excel when we first started, just to have a quick view. So you can check and compare to see if you have the right output. So this seems to be correct. Yeah. And then we save, or just for simplicity, copy paste this here. Save and go to dashboard. So this has now been added to our dashboard. What we want to do is to edit, go to the identity tab and actually add this to the right, to the identity tab here, and then save. And that's it, really. So as you can see, asset, liquidity, identity, and we will just add step by step and settlement. You can also view this full screen here. So all of the graphs are interactive. Or here as well. And that's it. Thank you for watching.